Hello and welcome, my name is Mitch Dyer. I am sitting here with Scott Lowe.
What's up?
Scott Lowe, you got to see the new Battlefield DLC, Battlefield 3 Endgame.
Yes.
Is it as intimidating as its title suggests?
Ominous title aside,
Ooh.
it's actually a very fun and final expansion to the Battlefield 3 title.
It's the last DLC pack.
Yeah, so this is the fifth and final. So for all premium members, it's available on starting March 5th, which is already passed, and then it will be continue rolling out to the rest of premium subscribers and then the general public before the end of March.
All right, you're bombing around in a chopper here, giving us like a nice guided tour of what is this map. Where are we?
So we I went down to EA to do a demo of this, and of course the first thing I did was jump in the attack helicopter.
Well, of course. Oh, we have new bikes and stuff, but
yeah.
no,
No,
chopper.
not for me.
Okay.
I'm more of an air superiority kind of guy. So yeah, we're looking at a map called Kiasar Railroad, which is set in kind of like a mountainous region of Iran, and this is a traditional, kind of conquest mode. Although, obviously as part of Endgame, you get two new modes, which is air superiority, which is the all-jet mode, and then of course capture the flag.
I miss air superiority.
Yeah. Battlefield 1943, that was my jam.
Oh. Classic.
Yeah, so now you get 24 jets on console, just going at it in the sky. So here you can see, like, it's very wooded, very hilly, and a lot of these maps seem to have really been optimized for, of course, the newest vehicle, which is the dirt bike. Which, we'll see a bit later in this match. Once I got bored of just wrecking dudes in the sky with the helicopter.
It's lonely at the top, Scott.
Well, actually, I'm kind of going down right now.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah,
down he goes. Yeah,
that'll be the end of that. But, I was up for a little while.
All right.
So, yeah, this is a fairly large map, pretty diverse, too. Like, there's a fair share of paths. Obviously, this is, like, unifying railroad in the center here. And, the other thing you see on the spawn screen here was the airdrop, which is also a new addition to Endgame. If you recall, in Armored Kill, they had the AC-130 where you could, like, it just kind of circled the map and, was correlated to a certain point in the map. You see here in the center here with the plane icon. So with the new dropship, it's exactly the same in terms of the actual model of the AC-130, but there's no guns on it. You can't shoot from it. What you do is you basically just jump out of it.
It's just in transport.
Yeah, so it basically runs a straight line over the map, and you jump out of it. But one of the cool things is it also spawns tanks and transports. So you can actually go through this really awesome animation where you get in a tank in the airdrop and just parachute down.
Is that kidding me? All right, here we go. God.
Yeah. There's a number of segments here where I just couldn't manage to kill people on the ground.
You're not riding that Huey or whatever that is, man.
Yeah,
you're rocking it.
Yeah. No, I've perfected my helicopter skills over the years.
Scott's a real pro. Scott knows how to make
Except
it
for when this guy's about to just totally wipe me out.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man.
We're gonna joust.
Oh yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Request healing for your helicopter.
Yeah. Yes. Unfortunately, I was alone here, so no one was there to repair me. As you can see, here's a jet or dirt bike rather, just kind of jetting across the road there. These things are fast, man. You can nimbly get around. You can dodge a lot of gunfire. I outran so many different tanks that would have otherwise just wrecked me if I was in a Jeep or on foot. So
Scott, before we put you on a bicycle or motorcycle, whatever the mystery vehicle is, we'll see it soon.
I did pedal it pretty hard.
Yeah. Before we get there, I want you to tell me about air superiority a little bit.
Okay.
Because I loved it in Battlefield 1943.
Yeah. So if you recall, this is a mode where you're just everyone's in a jet.
You're flying too close to the sun, which is the opposite of what's literally happening.
Well, I just wanted to show off here. So
look at you.
Everyone in this mode is in a jet. There's 24 jets total, which is a pretty crazy amount considering everyone's got heat seekers. So you're just
are you just dumping flares the whole time?
You're just basically in a constant state of being locked on. So the objective here is, of course, to shoot as many other people down as possible.
Good job, Scott.
But you also see these capture points, these blimps in the sky, which basically you have to kind of circle around, just like you would in Conquest, where you just control.
You have to control the area.
And if your team has the majority of points, the tickets slowly go down.
Yeah, that was a quick capture.
Yeah, well, I kind of just swooped in and stole the points from whoever was taking
Scott style.
But one of the interesting things here is, unlike in a traditional Battlefield map, where you're on the ground and some people are in the sky, you can't jump out. It's actually
you
funny.
are stuck in the plane.
Yeah, you were stuck in the plane, and when you attempt to, it actually says like this message on screen. It's kind of cute. It says like, what's it called? The ejection seat is malfunctioning, and it almost does it sort of like
a little narrative conceit. I like that.
a little like Independence Day kind of flashing, like
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty rad. But what's interesting about this is it really gets you to hone your jet skills, because part of the problem with the traditional conquest mode or a rush mode where there is jets and then also ground troops is that like if you are you can go one of two ways. You can have everyone on the ground just trying to shoot you down in any given moment, or you're just kind of flying around like kind of obliviously for a while. So for this, like, it's kind of interesting because everybody's in a jet and everyone's just trying to like shoot the other person down. So it's a really interesting mode. This particular mode I've noticed is a pretty time-consuming mode, because unlike Conquest, where like you could really work together and kind of dominate, on the ground.
Yeah, 245 tickets.
Kind of
is
corralling,
a lot of tickets
and
for
corralling a bunch of jets to hover around like a certain capture point is a little tough. But yeah, so really cool mode. The cool thing about air superiority in endgame is that you can have it. All of the 4 new maps are all air superiority like capable. So like that you could do
lots of air in all 4 maps.
yeah, lots of airspace for you to mess around with. But if it's all right with you, Mitch, I think we should jump over to the dirt bikes.
What time
It's
is it,
dirt
Scott?
bike time.
It's finally bike time.
Yeah.
Bike time.
Yeah.
Bike time
so-
part 2, the biking it.
Yeah, so there's actually quite a few dirt bikes on every given map. Like at each spawn point, or capture point rather, there seems to be at least like 4. So there's a lot of people running around on bikes at any given moment.
Can you like group up?
Yeah, and you get
you
2
can
guys on a
tell
bike.
This is the PS3 version.
Oh yeah.
Lots
This is,
popping.
this is not not exactly.
Look out
the
for
most
that tree, Scott.
Yeah.
The wide open wilderness. That one tree. Look out.
So it's actually really, really good at like climbing a lot of these hills. If you think back into a lot of the Jeeps and stuff that are available, watch out for that tank too. So it took me a little while to get used to.
You're
it.
much better at helicopters than you are at motorcycles.
This is my very first moment on the motorcycle. I'm not joking. So like I'm thinking I did pretty good here.
Baby steps.
So one of the coolest things about the bike is you just can get around really, really fast, and a lot of other vehicles will get caught up on rocks and stuff. This, you could just go right over it. And like I was saying earlier, like each map seems to have been designed for the dirt bikes in mind, just to make it kind of like
yeah,
a
there's
wonderland.
a lot of like really long straightaways between control points.
Yeah, and you can also like there's a lot of big jumps. In fact, in another map we'll check out later, Operation Riverside, there's actually ramps built into the landscape, so you could just like jump over rivers and stuff. Oh, and you can pop a wheelie, which
Of
is
course. Well,
totally
yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Just launching off that. Oh, this is a disaster.
Yeah.
Where are you? How does it feel to ride that thing? Oh, look at this dude just hanging out with you.
Dude, all right, so this, I think, is the segment where basically my entire mission was just to hit somebody with a bike.
Oh yeah, you were like playing Halo Warthog.
Yeah,
Simulator.
and it's a very narrow target and there's a very like small degree of control here. So like
it's cool. This dude just using his flashlight.
Yeah, I actually was screaming at the guy in the room. I was like, "Turn it off!" Yeah, they have yet to kind of take care of that problem.
Maybe someday.
Someday.
Battlefield 4.
Yeah,
Fingers
maybe.
crossed.
We'll see. Fingers crossed. So this is actually pretty nausea-inducing, I must say, from the perspective of a player. Like, you are going so fast, and like it just has such a tight degree of control. Like, you just start leaning super hard, but you can pop wheelies and jump over stuff like this.
Sweet jumps.
Didn't quite clear that, but at this point, I just gave up on doing anything.
Yeah, you're just having
helpful.
fun now, right?
Yeah, like I'm not actually contributing to the overall progress of the team, or really contributing in any way. And I'm just gonna launch into the water right now.
Well, that's where bikes belong.
One of the kind of cooler details of the dirt bikes is that you can't see it now, but there's actually like the dial on it. Like you can see. It is responding to like how much gas you give it. So like unlike the jets, which just have like this kind of like static loadout and none of the dials actually say anything, this actually shows you like your speedometer and like the tachometer and stuff like that.
Because that's what I'm focusing on.
Yeah,
Eyes on
it's
the
just-
road, safety first. Scott.
I appreciate these small details.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah, these attention to details I appreciate. So, if it's all right with you, Mitch,
Yes, sir.
I think we should move on to another map.
Let's move on to another map. But for all things Battlefield 3 in the meantime, where should they go, Scott?
IGN.com.